Greetings all. Hello, my name is Claire. I hope you're treating yourselves well and of course others. This is a reading of what people find attractive about you. And I hope... Okay. You might have been going through like a brain fog as of lately. You could have been seeing crickets or grasshoppers a lot or hearing them. Could have felt like you've hit a lucky streak, or people like the way that you communicate with them, or you kind of bring out something in people that makes them want to communicate more in some way. Like even if you don't end up finding this out, I think you have this result on people where they want to like identify with you. They see in you something that makes them want to express themselves or communicate better, I think is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you might have a tendency. This is a deck that is not this card, obviously. So, and this just popped out of nowhere. It's the Moon card. You could have had a lot of secrets throughout your life, or been sworn to secrecy a lot. Maybe you are good at keeping people's the things that they tell you, keeping them amongst yourselves. Like you're very trustworthy. I'm hearing combative, so maybe you go up to bat for people quite easily. Even if you don't know them, you kind of have a good tendency to, like, you can feel people out pretty easily and understand their nature, I think. Like, you have a good judge of character most of the time, or you want to believe in people quite frequently. And that makes you attract a variety, a smorgasbord, if you will, of individuals. So you might have had your pick of people throughout your life, like very good luck in the realm of getting what you want in some form or fashion. Like if it's not business, then it's romance. If it's not romance, then it's you're good at like games or strategy in some form or fashion. You're just good at something in some form of your life, so you have a expectancy of high performance just in general. I'm indicating you might have a weird way of communication. I have not even shown you one card except for a card out of a deck that doesn't even apply to what I've started off with. So you might be kind of what they call is like random. You might have a tendency to be across the board, like scatterbrained, maybe like flighty even, or just like all over the place. You might be seeing 55 a lot lately, or 111. The Five of Wands. Let's get into these actual tarot cards. The Five of Wands and the Five of Pentacles showing their heads. So I think you make people feel in general, I would like to say. You might have a way of making people feel left out when they don't get as much from you as they would like in some form or fashion. Maybe you have a tendency to make people feel special, or I'm hearing proclaim. So maybe there's a sense of like your communication is on point. You make people want to communicate with you or people in general in their life. So maybe the fact that you instigate communication or just a flow of creativity, being yourself, being mild-natured, you kind of invite all types of people's I'm hearing aggression, or just like people might think that they could test you, or they might feel as though that you're the one to be tried, kind of situation. But I think that you definitely the way that you handle people makes them want to come back for more. I think people really, truly appreciate how you act in combat, maybe. I think that individuals or others see that you would probably definitely play for their team. Like, you would go to bat for people quite easily. I think you would fight the good fight. You would, if people would give you the decency of showing you nourishment and caring and all that, because you could be a kind of like a distant sort of person based off of the things that you've acclimated to in life. Like maybe you have been devastated in ways throughout your life, and it's just healthier for you to hold people at a certain distance until you know that there's a safety, because you had the 7 of Cups in reverse. So I think that you really flourish in environments where people don't make you feel like you need to hide in ways. Like, say, like, people get really frustrated when others want to hide them, or maybe people have tried to I'm hearing like sworn to secrecy. So there's just like an atmosphere of, maybe throughout your life, maybe you've had to get around through aid of secrecy, and that's helped you in certain ways. So you are understanding to, like, if others have kind of gone through these motions as well. But I think it also has come to like bite you in the ass in ways, because you might attract people that are kind of shysty or shady in ways. So even if you have been or haven't been, I think you have maybe had to battle holding boundaries with people that you care about that might sun in reverse. Oh my gosh, how could we be more trite? Can we be more obvious? Thank you. I think that maybe you've held a lot of people in your environment that you've accepted being in the shadows. You've accepted loneliness, or just a sense of like people really appreciate the fact that you'll go with the flow in several ways, and that has attracted so many types of ways of you having to like bend backwards for others, even if it's in small ways or big ways. It feels all the same to you, because you're always constantly having to adjust to others. I think you're kind of coming into a stage of your life where you are no longer giving in to stagnancy with the 8 of Wands in reverse. I think you kind of are bewitched with the idea that taking the reins in life is showing results in ways. Like, even if your like trajectory is like pushing away people that you thought were close to you, or there's a sense of like, even if people are getting feeling denied or getting feeling distant from you because of your actions, then that's kind of a proof in the pudding sort of situation of like, if you can't handle me in this situation, like I feel more like myself than I ever have. If you want to be around me, then great, I love to build. But if this is making you feel a certain type of way, then back off. Like, I am doing certainly no wrong at this point. Maybe you've gone through a period as of lately where you're feeling more apt to be like, not necessarily a good person, but I think you're feeling tower upright. Like, you're finding justice. You're finding truce with the you are very fiery. You're very justified, a person who, even through thick and thin, someone who might have been eviscerated in the past, someone who might have done the deed as well. Like, you might have truly, just because of environment, done some things that you're not proud of, but you are a creature of habit, in the form of now your natural self is looking good. Like, the 2 of Wands, I think you are the dance of your natural self if you are given a task and you have to think on the spot, it's gonna look good. People can see that you don't really struggle in your skin. Like if you have to say something on the go, or like think on the drop of a hat, like kind of thing, you are going to probably like, yeah, I think this is such a cute card, self-care. So I think if you were to like roll the tapes back, if you were to look back on yourself doing things and going through the motions, as of right now, you look stunning, gorgeous, darling, guy, girl, whatever you are. 11 again. So I think there's like a truce. I think you are really starting just to look like all the things that you have been through in the past, good or bad, are starting to accumulate into like this sex appeal. I think that worth, love, value, and respect is on this card, but the color is really what the truce is. Like I think that no matter, like, you hypnotize people. There's like a thing where people might not even remember all the things that you say, or they might not even remember a whole lot of the instance, because they just remember like certain aspects of you or certain things that you said, but it like resounds, like it's a siren in people's heads. And when I mean a siren, I mean like a loud like noise. Like I think that you truly kind of like, hypnosis is coming to mind a lot. I think that the decisions that you make, you might find that you're very in tune with the way the world goes. Like things that you might say or things that you might do, you might feel as though it is connected with your surroundings or people in certain ways. Like you're very inhibited of like you're given opportunities for self-care. You're given opportunities. Oh my gosh, this card literally says nourishment, and it is a vulture and a mouse, two of the things that I truly am very smitten with. It says nourishing while waiting. Oh, so sweet. Okay, so something that is very indicative of this timing as well. This is just so nice. Lately, we've all been subject to justice and judgment. So I think the vulture, one of my favorite animals of all time, is a beacon of renewal and recycle. Like they eat the dead. They are like, I think of them as like angels in my life. So it's like something that dredges up the gone, the passed on, and they get rid of it. So the mouse also is something that picks up the crumbs. I think there's a sense of like picking up from the things that we've done, picking and choosing, like really understanding how our actions, I think you are very true to, you understand, like you'll be in a situation, and if you don't feel people are being upfront, you will be that upfront. So, like you will, like, I don't think you're very jarring, but you are clever enough to give your 2 cents to the situation or kind of like knock it into reality. I think there's a sense of like your appeal is you don't really take, I'm hearing like don't start no shit, won't be no shit. So like I think that you're like a what are they like a weight. Like you are really good at weighing out the situation. So if someone is feeling kind of like shy, or if someone is acting a certain way, you can definitely shake up the situation enough to change its feel in a positive way. I think that even if like someone is mad or someone is sad, you know how to address the situation in a way that maybe they could even find themselves getting out of that without even understanding that you aided to that situation. Like you have a way of like puppeteering situations, and I think whether people see that or don't, it registers in ways. I think people, the get out of your own head. I've never seen this card. So maybe people see that you're very, you might have a lot of confidence. You might have a lot of, you're arrogant, but not in a way that turns people off. You have that pizzazz. You have that, like, you might like jazz a lot, or you might have a nice voice. You could have a nice stare. There's a sense of, you could read a lot, or the number on this card is 37. I think you're very, like, down to basics. You could have a house that has a lot of plants, or be very good at cunnilingus. You could be really good at getting people to share their deep, dark secrets, things that they have not shared with a lot of others, or they aren't prone to share with anyone else. I think there's a sense of, like, if someone makes you feel a little special, you will make them feel 10 times that, just because you kind of are a mirror, but also like a reflector. Like, you know how water reflects, like, the sun. I think there's a sense of, like, people want to drown their emotions on you. Like, there's a sense of, there's a depth to you, maybe, for lack of better words. Like, you might seem shallow, but it's because you might be very soft in a lot of ways. You could be very standoffish, distant, but that's just because you have a very soft underbelly that is in search of a true love, in search of someone who identifies with your pain, but is very different than you. I think you very much strive in situations where you can't really identify yourself in someone, or where you don't feel like the things that you do identify in with someone, they don't annoy you or make you feel there's like a captivation. And I think in this life you have like a love story, I'm hearing. So there might be kind of like people are captivated with you for some reason. Like, you might seem like a really nice partner just based off of whimsy. Like, you might I'm hearing like ghost stories. So you could have like dark features, or there's like a smoldering aspect to you. Something with warmth. Maybe you have warm hands, or you're good at pressure points or massages. You like candles a lot. But I think that you definitely make people feel warm and cozy. Maybe there's something with like hot tubs outside, snowy walks, donkeys. There's a lot of things flashing through my head right now. Large fields of flowers, train rides. I think there's a romance or a romantic side to you that you might not have tapped into fully in this life for some reason. And that's kind of like, you might, let's see what this book says. Interesting. So you might be going through a phase in life as of right now where you are finding what your true passions are, like in other people. Like, you could have evolved your sexual preferences or your kinks or in some way, form, or fashion. Maybe finding like, you know how you change your taste palette in your, like, your tongue, taste for foods every like 7 years. I have no idea if that's correct or not, but I think there is kind of like a turning of wheels. Maybe you are finding new love or a new passion through love. You could be finding like partnership that aids in finance some way or form or fashion. But I think something about like what you have disliked in past partners you are going to be okay with in this person. Like there's like, this is such a small thing, but like maybe in other partners, maybe you hated that they sang in the car or something, and this person you like sing with, or there's gonna be small things like that. Maybe in the bedroom you didn't make eye contact a lot, and this person you're like dying to make eye contact with, or something like that. I think that there's gonna be a lot of signifiers in this, like if you're looking or searching for love, or this could be a partner, either way, I think that you truly appreciate these like differences, or these things like that you once were like, ugh, no, bah humbug, I do not like. Get away from me, forth from now on. But I think that there's a serious like overhaul coming for you, or in general a freshness. People might see that in you. Your skin might be looking better or more glowy as of lately. You might be going into the sun more, going to like a theme park on a date, or maybe that's a good idea. Maybe getting flowers, guy or girl. Guys like flowers too. Maybe going somewhere to look at flowers or outside. I think people really enjoy maybe the way your eyes are in the sun. There's a sense of adventure. So I think you should chase that, either by yourself if you don't have anyone, but if you have someone, maybe go do something that you are not apt to doing very often, or something that you've been thinking about doing. Just step out on the edge, I guess. Seems like a good time because I keep on looking at the Two of Wands, and timing seems to be decent as of right now. So yeah, have fun, be safe, and you gotta know I love you. What it do, guys? Hello all. Hello, Pile 2. Nice of you to join us. All right, I will stop this. This is what people like about you. This is what people enjoy in your company. You could be very bubbly or silly, animated, sarcastic. I think you have a sense of like tough love, but you could have seemed kind of villainous at one point, or stern. Maybe you've had very strong thoughts about you. I think you're very romantic deep down inside, held back by the fact that you don't want to be messed with. Like, I think you were very lighthearted, theatrical even. I think there's like a cartoon aspect to you, but not in like a goofy, hard to take serious way. I think it's more of a like, you're on display and you're very good at being yourself. Even like a character of yourself could even have us like as a defense mechanism. Maybe something in your life has caused you to be sort of theatrical because it's a shield from others in a sense. Like, you're yourself, but because the High Priestess upright, and you got the Sun upright, and then the Strength in reverse. So these are huge cards, major, huge. But I think there's a sense of like, you are so intelligent, highly with yourself, that you almost are a character of yourself. I think you might feel kind of like Joker mode, very on display, but like the way that you hold yourself is almost I don't want to say a mask, because it's very you, but it's very like what you display yourself as. Like, you're very controlled. I think the Strength in reverse is kind of an indicator of you only displaying what you feel comfortable with, and it works in most instances. Like, some people can identify that you might be holding back or you might seem like you're inconsistent because you show through and certain, like, you might, when you feel comfortable with someone, you are easy to fall into being silly. The banter is phenomenal. I think you are very silly. You make other people come out of their shell. You make other people feel comfortable enough to say just like the most unaware, like, it's a good time. It's a breeze being with you, even through thick and thin. I think that you are going to hold it together. You're very like glue, like the sun. I think you very much shine through all the turmoil and possessiveness I'm hearing. Like, I think people maybe see that you can, the waters you will test, and even through rapids you will hold on. Like, you're still here, you have been here, you will see through the lines, and I think you will fight for your people. So you're very attractive in the sense of like, people think that you will be right behind them if they need you to be. I think that you're good in a fight. If people, like, hopefully we're not getting into physical altercations, but I think that people think that they can call upon you, even maybe that misrepresenting you in a sense of like, people will misuse your awareness. I think that the Six of Swords, you kind of have to call off giving your energy to people, and that can be devastating to others. Like, maybe other people come to you as almost like a ritual, like to reinvigorate their creativity or the way that they feel about life. I think that people can come to you and you will give them good advice. So like sincerity, like, you're not a yes man. You will you're not going to dogpile. If you sense that someone just needs like honesty and clarity, you're going to give them that truth, and you can provide that in a way that is ingestible. It is very the King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, like, even people that you detest, or people that are standoffish, people that rub you the wrong way, even when you get around others, I think you can stay afloat. You're not going to let your emotions wear on yourself. Like, you're very almost mechanical or business-like, in a sense of like, you're not going to be that person that shows out emotionally or like undignified. I think you're going to, through test and test again, I think whether it's in front of people or not, you are going to usually show pristine, like, you're going to hold it together. You're going to hold your emotions together. You're going to not embarrass yourself or others. You're going to be able to communicate in business, communicate in friendship, family relations, whatever it needs to be. You are someone who, if people bring something to you or your door, you can communicate in a way that makes others not feel crazy. You're not going to be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You are very like, yes, I see these things. I understand how you could feel these things too. Or you will understand to the best of your ability. And I don't think you're going to hold back if others are straightforward with you. I think that is very refreshing. The Five of Cups, if others are holding back from you, I think you can bring it out. Like, you'll give them that limb. If they need, like, you'll reach out your hand if you see someone is reaching for your hand, like reaching for help kind of thing, but you are easy to cut that off. Like, you'll cut off your own limb if someone is trying to use it against you. I'm like, that's such a weird way of putting that. I don't know why I said it like that, but I think there's a sense of like, you know how to not let people be toxic or low vibrational. You know how to help people learn in through their negative behavior too. Like, I think you could have helped others find where they went wrong. Even if you were a bad person or they were a bad person, through the situation, I think you are growing constantly, and it shows. The Nine of Cups in reverse. You are constantly going to grow. You are going to make that situation yours. You're going to take it and wrangle that thing. If someone gives you lip, or if you are in a situation where you need to multiply and divide, like whatever you need to do, you're going to assume the position. You're going to take it on. And I think that might make people sick sometimes. Like, if people compare themselves to you, maybe they feel depleted sometimes. What makes you attractive is that you're gonna be there. Like, you're gonna be there for people even when they've hurt you. If you see that there's longevity in the situation, you can disseminate fact from fiction. Like, I think you can take a situation where it hurts and you can catalyze that. You will you will alchemize any situation, and maybe others even in situations better or brighter than yours, they're like, how is this possible? How does this person have less than me? Or how does, like, what are they doing that I'm not? And that's a situation of, like, maybe you can feel that, or maybe in your situation you have been isolated, and there's like the Five of Swords in reverse. Where'd they get the knife from? I haven't said it in a while, and it's come out a few times. So I think there's a sense of, like, you might be very old-fashioned or dignity, very pure. You might not even pay attention to what other people are saying or doing in a lot of situations. You might actually, like, fly under the radar, or even above the radar. Like, you might have people that are paying attention to you and you have no idea. Maybe you have a sense of it, but you don't know who it is or, like, how they are paying attention to you. But there's a sense of, like, you're definitely on display. People are definitely keeping up with you. I think you've changed so much that it's fun to watch you. I think that it's fun to see how you interact with other people. I think whether people know you or not, others love seeing you interact with other people. Whether they cognitively know that or not. I think there's a Page of Cups in reverse. There's, like, other people see the way that you tick and how your brain kind of works, and I think people really enjoy communicating with you, picking your brain, seeing the way that you think, like whether the way it wears on your face. Like, there's a way that you think, like something on your face that happens when you're thinking that people really like. I think that maybe people really enjoy your eyebrows, your eyelashes. People could really enjoy your hairline for some reason. There's a sense of, like, people super enjoy, you could really like people touching the back of your ears, or enjoy someone, maybe that's like a trick of yours. There's a sense of, like, kissing around the neck, or like hands around the neck or the mouth area, maybe even fingers in the mouth, just fingers, hands, face, ears, neck, a lot of that sort of situation, very close. I think you could have a really nice mouth or really nice smile. You could have braces, I'm hearing, or maybe it's just like you look like you had braces but you didn't, or maybe you chew gum a lot. You could be thinking about going on a vacation to a beach or going to like the desert for a vacation. I heard like tripping in the desert. So whatever you're into, maybe you're wanting to have like a campfire. Surrender to receive. I think that you're trying to readjust your lifestyle. Maybe I'm hearing with someone. So maybe you're trying again with someone. There's a white flag, or maybe you're feeling like surrendering in life in general. Just surrendering the things that you used to think. I think there's a sense of flattening. I think you are kind of wanting to adjust in so many ways that you kind of are feeling like maybe not overwhelmed, but maybe you're wanting to just like burn it all away. I think there's a sense of like scorched earth, burn it with fire. I think you're in such a place of like metamorphosis. That's interesting. Newness. I think people are seeing like a burning in your eyes. Like maybe that's what it is. You have like a fire in your eyes as of lately. I think there's a sense of like reborn. You might kind of have like as of lately, kind of like a short temper, or just a sense of like, I'm not dealing with things that have nothing to do with my life. And so it's kind of hard to like figure out what your mood is as of lately, or like what's going on with you. I think that you were kind of feeling motivated in a sense of like nothing feels, I'm hearing good anymore. So maybe there's just a sense of like you were feeling gooey and gushy, and a sense of new in a lot of ways, but also like a enigmatic. I'm not sure what that is. Is that like an enigma? So like maybe you're feeling like an enigma of yourself, just like in a dream state. Maybe you've been dreaming a lot and remembering the like having reoccurring dreams at certain places, or remembering strange dreams in the past, and kind of making connections in weird dreams, but you don't like have any reason or rhyme to like what they mean. There's a sense of something coming to a head. I think people can kind of see your divinity showing, because this is a butterfly, and it's interesting. There's like this green. It all feels very spring. Like you could have like fertility around you. You could be starting a family, or wanting to start a family for the first time in your life, or like aiming towards stability, or like a wholesomeness, I'm seeing like circles and stuff. So just like an ease of lifestyle. I think you're kind of wanting to like aim towards cycles and patterns, and people are starting to be attracted to that in you. I think your bone structure and your face could be changing some way, form, or fashion, like, or maybe there's a sense of like your body has changed in major ways in the past few years. You are maybe changing the way, maybe you're going on walks more frequently, sweating more frequently, making eye contact when you speak to people easier, or just one more card. Oh, and it just like popped out. So cool. Or two. Okay. Grasshopper. In the last one I said something about grasshoppers. Quantum jump. So yeah, I think that there's a sense like in the world there's like a weird alteration. I think that there's an age coming, and kind of finding your balance where you can. Like there's a sense of like you need to find things that make you comfortable in your life. There's things that make you need to find routines of like cleansing, like routines, maybe writing lists or realizing the things that you've accomplished on a daily basis. Maybe if you need to think about those more frequently, there's a sense of like maybe planning for the things that you want, maybe looking into like going through the motions of like looking into certain things that you're planning on doing, putting into action these things, because I think people are going to start noticing you more frequently. I think the things that you do are going to become more loud for some reason or another, because these grasshoppers were being extremely loud earlier. I was actually having to wait till they stopped being loud so it wouldn't be in the background of this video. So focus on the big picture. Yeah, I think there's a sense of like not paying attention to the day-to-day things that have gotten you caught up. Maybe you are about to, the things that you think that you're being held up by on this like day-to-day plane, or like something that you have been concentrating on lately. I think you're about to like, it's about to be diminished in a way of like, it's almost about to be silly, because your life's about to change in such a big way that it will be for naught. Like it almost will seem like, oh my gosh, I was so caught up on this thing, and it's so funny because it has nothing to do with anything. I think people see how much you shine maybe before you do, or there's a sense of like you're a beacon. Like people really are attracted to you, and you might have known that in certain ways but not understood that like no, people are like very much attracted to like a lot of things that you do, the way that you tick, the way that you are. There's like a true divinity, there's a true like this bee I'm looking at. So I think that the way that you are, the way that you've been, it's hard to not look at. It's hard not to pay attention to you. So it's only going to get bigger and brighter the more that you focus on yourself and your flight path and your forward motion, because people are going to be paying attention to you no matter what you do, sort of situation. So yeah, just be good to yourself so that you can like be your best self, sort of thing, because yeah, I think what I've been saying, people have been paying attention the whole time, so it looks good, and you gotta know I love you.